Hi guys, today we are going to review the Lockdown X by S4 Gear. It's a Bino harness that I discovered a few years ago, and I was really looking for something that was comfortable to wear as well as protect the binocular, easy to get your binoculars in and out, and kind of fit under your clothes or your clothes and whatnot. And I found this Lockdown X to be probably one of the best ones that I've tried. Now there are a few other brands out there. The original ones most people started out with have like a little square patch of leather in the back, and they've got the rubberized elastic straps that go around there. Not that they're complicated to use, but it seems like they're always getting tangled up. This harness for the Lockdown X is basically tangle free. I've never had an issue at getting twisted up or anything like that. Some of the other harnesses from, say, I believe it's Sitka or Badlands are fairly good as well, but this one just seemed to really fit me well, and I just seem to like it the best. So I'll just show you how you put it on. So it just goes in over the head, and then your strap comes around the back and snaps in. So it's incredibly easy to put on. You've got the straps on the sides here that you just can pull tight like that to get it tightened up. The back rides like so, and it does not ride up your back or put pressure on your shoulders. For me, it's a really good harness. I've never had an issue with it. The one thing I really like is you can just pop that off, pull your binoculars out, put them up, and then get them back in. I do a lot of horseback hunts, so being able to do that with one hand is pretty critical for myself, just because you want to hold on the reins with one hand while you're going along. Now, the one thing that some guys like, some guys don't like it, is the compartment where your binoculars are held. So it's not a fully encased deal. I like it like this myself, just because if debris comes in, it can fall out as well. And I've never had an issue with my glass getting dirty with this system. When you adjust the main compartment, the bottom of your binoculars actually sits flat against the bottom of the case, and then on the top, the same thing, the top of the case sits flat on your eyepieces, so you don't get water or dirt or twigs or any of that stuff in there. The other thing that I really like about this is you've got an adjustment in the front here, so you can set the binoculars at the height you want, as well as the bungees that go on your actual glass itself. You can take them up. If they're out of the case, they're still going to hang there. You're not going to lose them, and you just adjust these bungees so there's a slight bit of tension so it keeps them up against the case. I've never had an issue with it getting out of tension or out of whack or having to constantly readjust them. They've worked incredibly well for myself. Some guys like the fully enclosed case where the binoculars. I can see why you would want that, especially if you've got a pair of Swarovskis in there. You want to keep them as protected as possible, but then to get them out, you got to undo a zipper, take them out, look around, or whatever the case. There are some that have magnets. I think the Alaska Gear Creation, if I remember correctly, has, and I think Badlands has a magnet flap, which is a great idea as well, which would work well. The one thing I think you actually could do with this, because I really do like this harness, is if you liked a different binocular case, you could probably swap a different case out with this. I believe the harness looks pretty simple, and I don't think it'd be a whole lot of trouble to actually do that if you wanted a different binocular case from another manufacturer. But the harness for me is really what sold it. The other thing I'd recommend as well, is to get one of these lens cleaners. This one's a Kuyu one, but basically you can pull it out. It's a little lint-free cloth. You can clean off the lenses of your binocular. if it gets dusty or a little bit of water or something on it, but it's a good idea to have that. And even if you have your spotting scope get dirty, you're always carrying your binoculars, so you got this right here. It's a pretty handy little deal to have, but overall I would rate this at about a 4.5 out of 5, mainly because I really like it, but the main compartment system, there should be maybe another option for the guys that do want the fully enclosed case. This one works well for me, but I do know that it would probably be a big selling feature if there was a second optional case that you could get that was fully closed, maybe with the magnetic flaps like some of the other ones. This is a pretty streamlined version of a Bino harness case. There's no pockets in it for like a lint cloth like what I've got clipped on here, or a rangefinder or any other little doodads, but I kind of like that because I just find you end up carrying a lot of stuff that you don't really need if you have that extra pocket space. So yeah, overall I'd recommend getting this Bino harness specifically, but if you don't have one already, any Bino harness is better than none. And just make sure that the fit and feel of the harness specifically works for you and your body type. Otherwise you do run the risk of getting neck or back fatigue when you're carrying these around all day, especially if you have a bigger set of binoculars like a 10x50 or some of those larger, heavier glass that guys have. Let me know what your favorite Bino harness is in the comments below and what you think of the S4 gear harness.